Alright, abusua memfa enase sonko free mega TV asoye emfa mbra obibia nyankopon enhia papa eni abebia mo support amodi mai ewo yem platform we eso na sese unim Chief Justice esu mesi mega endra meteonom ena meti enkofo bi sendi ade bi mame anche na owura bi so afre me na nsemo owura ne kan emeni nukwari die utie mu a esre but unim say aduma yi anye ni nyina na sebi emrane ma ye hokwan a yetim di beto anom although ye di beto ha enye hwe bom but some of them to protect your work and to protect your integrity and your reputation no ye nye de ye mfa ma ye say ye di ni nyina na beto ha enka Ghana abo enka minje mo hwe bibre enka bebre gazambre enka menye sure say enka muda so eden edi Ghana politics achibio yes because enyema ekoso papa me see me tie ya me say hey in fact very funny say speaker Alman Bagbin ono no the man of the moment in fact MPP kukudam including the Chief Justice pa ura nacho underground because Chief Justice no sana unim akufado ena yesa akufado ni bomia eni achima afes no no hye na chi a omu ye ni yodum se onye den onye den on di asem ne ma afenyo markets ena me no kase parliament ewo eniyema bi e wo so ye before senka na parliament be close down parliament was saying on be present 2025 budget. Secondly, I was saying Akufado the judges binum honum. I was saying on wedding or more approval and emissary. Thirdly, and lastly, no minim no. Akufado nankasa was in Coco Parliament. Now quiet closing ceremony. Closing ceremony because every president be a tema. I was so called parliament before the elections. Now I last speech. I didn't enjoy yes, I am mra, and now I have to parliament me. Obey that amna ye. And one thing I am with the pan is now go forward a sign Bosnia bill be a more passy. And as a make us a Bosnia be a dome when my agenda and uncle be pass no makoji. And as a one can be for much edi now would the cool position. But I'm fat. And okay, and Nana can swap. Anybody who will call the speaker to come to parliament, the speaker has every right to look through the letter or the application for within 7 good days. Inti maybe just a date yet 7 plus 17 24, right? Inti after say obe shema no opa eno also another 7 days to make a date. Say date we and a frame. Some umbra ma consider most umbra date we. Inti another 7 plus 4 is saying 7 plus 4 is saying 1st December and 2nd December. Is it 2nd or 4th? Special voting EXPOSÉ. That is the media and the EC officials and some, I think there's some security personnel. Yes, the media, EC officials, and security personnel. Special voting EXPOSÉ. Inti anya nye di ne ho agim ti say Supreme Court esu ozo wuntimi nkobie parliament wuntimi hwe obia woni territory obia wo baabi oye ne duma ntuntimi nkobie say speaker say ni buefu na sombo no nim de enfa mo afenyo markings yenko tie sia odu wimba ekoba ebe soku afenyo markings e wo madi water ebe twini wo sebi neti film mega drag no what you say mebu board half mebu board left and right afenyo markings ono na abo MPP form no di MPP co position yentie sia nsem wi fambra yankopon Asia
Radio from the Google Play Store, and also if you're an Apple user, go to the App Store and download the Loud Silence Radio. On TV, we're live on Multi TV. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. On YouTube, our name is Loud Silence TV. On Facebook, our official page is With Audio Respects and Loud Silence TV. We are live across the world. Now, Mama Yenye, 1, 2, 3 stories. Binayam Pong, Jumadieno. And you say a year or so mame and an emma a day a year ruling biaba a Supreme Court. Now, ruling no a buyer no, you say oh bonnet tofa a year Chief Justice Tokonu or ne judge for a naya munina in Sian wakaho no count and song. Emu enum say omo dear omo GDP say Alban Bagbin, our Speaker of Parliament, no. Namontuo anase Juma Odino Parliament, no. Sebio or ka se MPs beye miensa ana nine. Omo de party dimu eba Parliament and omo se omo pese party ne di omo ba no omo jai party no ho no omo ko contest independent no. Ekire se omo ankasa seat no omo ja no ho no. And the Supreme Court, Madam Tokonu, any Judge 4 and 9 ekan ho omo ye one judge 4 mo ye and 9 ekan ho okan ho omo ye num no omo de omo say chief Speaker of Parliament no ade na oye no Ghana de mbra ebo ye ho ban no we ndi mbra so unconstitutional judge 4 mienu a na omo ka judge 4 no hina man be ye nson no 2 of the 7 judges no Judge Tanko ene Justice Johnson, Lovelace Johnson, Judge for me, no boom, almost dabi. Adia, Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, you know, Kwanso, Wombrem, in fact, Emra, say, Pepe Kwanso, and inti 7 judges, almost no, emu enum Chief Justice Kahono, almost say, the Alban Bagbin, or can say MPs now, almost party dimba. Parliament and they almost say almost contest independent no sa judge for num no almost say Alban Bagbin sa MPs no almost seat no almost jat no 5 judges chief justice kan no almost say enimrem and a mienu a almost ka enso no say da bi ewomrem the Alban Bagbin no ewomrem inte no kre ne kwanso. Now say unya abutre na wo hwe asem a ebesi ni nyina asem ni nyina no say NPP for akọ Supreme Court say emra bia Alban Bagbin gina so eka say so obi ba Parliament na or the party bi din eba Parliament na party ni din ti na ote Parliament na sani pane na adwene say okọ asa akọpre seat as at Parliament na sa party na otene franka so Parliament no o just sa party no ho a che se sa party no se bi o seat no ja no ho no ade a na Alban Bagbin embra o gina so no che se wo ja o seat no ho na o pre seat ankorankora na independent a sa seat na de o baaye no sa seat no technically obi ante so. Now from the ruling of the Supreme Court no obebusa say sa article na Alban Bagbin gina so eka say sa de na MPs ni ye no enye into omo forfeit omo seat no under which circumstance ena sa sa article no under which circumstance na sa article no apply because I must say sa de na nkofo ni ye no Alban Bagbin eni hu kwan so beka say and they say omo free omo party mu eko independent omo nje omo seat nto enye mbremu a what time circumstance ben and there was a sa sa embra no ye gina so ka se obi ato embra e Parliament because says ya wamra o hosa na se Alban Bagbin use mmra no na se NPP for Supreme Court na Supreme Court se samra na e wo se e kire se obi forfeit the seat and a seat ni nya ne dia biom no Supreme Court se omunji ntum se Alban Bagbin use samra na question number 7 busa e Supreme Court say when and what circumstances and a samra no apply time bang inti e kire obi ekuobi ansa na yakase wa 15 seat and as a dia so at this point no ya wambrafo fro bi wo ha Alban Bagbin betime use say so obi ba parliament na se ofri ne party mu na se okase on ne party nanti biom na oja ne seat to so okopre independent a embra ben biom na ende yengina so enkase sa nipa ne seat no onti so biom. Is there another article? And that is the basic question Ghana ni bi onim nyanse bi ebusa Supreme Court because say emra ewowa Alban Bagbin ejina so editu sa na mo no mo say emra sebio Ghana constitution itia dia e dia emra na say Alban Bagbin ende okase opeso ojina so etake sa decision na onjina so what when what exact what at which under which circumstance can that decision be taken or that the article can be applied? Under which circumstance can that article be applied? Because the article Alban Bagbin jina so no parliament standing orders parliament constitution is the Supreme Court going to give Alban Bagbin another article for him to use in case as some way ever told him, because it is still a pending issue before him, and as a Speaker of Parliament he needs to take a decision. Now if the Supreme Court is saying that article no jina so take a decision no, it is not constitutional, so which article? Because the constitution has stated it clearly. So obi ura parliament no otu sa na mo na or say the panija the city so into what article should we today, if Speaker of Parliament sits down, which article, what article should he base his decision on? That is a tricky question, and that is a question I should say our Supreme Court is overstepping, and the judiciary is now basically working for the executive. Because you cannot tell me, say, we see public toilet, and a public toilet, no, I catch say, a man kwan a kosa public toilet, and so ya bema na ura wa watomra mra ewo kuruma ye nyina yetin. Now a few months ago asimesi a ya fena mwako ekora ema toilet no so ene eche no ye de begina wo ohini nanim no o se webu mra so every say ye wo mra edawa a ekire say se ura ema toilet se ura ho Monday and Tuesday yankasa ura ho January and February yankasa ura ho December and said in January yes se ura ema toilet ne so a webu mra. Into a few months ago Kwame Amwako ewura mra no toilet ene ye chi ne begina wo ohini nanim ena o ka kire sa nipa ne say we wura ma toilet. You did not care the day, the time, the year, but as far as we were in bar toilet no emra na ebokro no ho ban ne say e wo se etwa wesu ema wo gina so as ohene no etwa Kwame Amwako esu. Now yetete ha na eye den nipa foforo ekowura in bar toilet so nipa foforo ekowura in bar toilet so yekoyi nipa ne ba ye na eye wo de hye ba ko a obetumi abedi akonwa. Now ekromofo ede nipa ne ba ye no mka kire wo se nana nipa waka se ma wode emra to wose ma obi enwura in bar toilet so no ende kojo poku ewura ma toilet ne so efri nana no a kojo poku de oyede hye kojo poku de oyananta eti kojo poku ye de hye de ye ntumi ntwa ne su na kojo poku no ye ma ne warning. This is what we are seeing at the Supreme Court today. Mike Okwe edit the same article and the catch the Ghana for say a year for me na MP no on cross the carpet na only MPP in koye business. MPP for did not see anything wrong with it. The same parliament, the same standing order, the same article. And the NPP for we Supreme Court, Emma Supreme Court catch there say the rules are the same. The character has changed. nipa na commit crime no omo and omo commit crime na ye kan ho asem no omo different from the commit first crime no adentra they are affiliated to the NPP. And that is what the Supreme Court wants us to believe today. And intra mibusa say, at what circumstance and at which circumstance and that article can be applied? When can it be applied? Because when you read the document, so we read the article 17, we read the new standing orders are, we read the 18 now, vacancy other than resignation. Uko article 97(1) B to E, G and H of the Constitution. It says this. That is the standing orders, new standing orders of Parliament. Or say, the Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G and B and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament came to Parliament and announced to Parliament that these people have vacated their seats. So why are we today in Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us Ghanaians to say that same article that the standing orders recognize, the Supreme Court does not recognize Parliament standing orders? That is where we are getting to. And anytime we busa a simple question, say, so the article the Supreme Court for Gina so Eka say, in fact, I was say the Alban Bagbin enimbrem. The question is, at what time, what circumstance, and Article 97, and then what time does it apply? When can we use it? When is the best time to use that article? So we Speaker of Parliament in now. Also Supreme Court catch the Alban Bagbin. Say, this is a time I also use this article way because they did not give specification when the article can be used. Because in the standing orders, it is clear that this is the right time the article can be used. And in the standing orders, it does not state to say it can be used 2 months to elections, or 3 months to elections, or 2 years to elections, or the first day a government takes over. The article, the standing orders, it applies any day when that happens. So, Speaker of Parliament, whether it is a week to elections, a month to elections, a year to elections, the article and the standing orders tells him this is what you need to do. And Speaker Alban Bagbin followed through and announced to Parliament that your colleagues have forfeited their seats and going independent. So this article applies. Their seat is vacant. So I want to ask the Supreme Court, at what time does this article apply? And you see the funny thing, because they wanted to put out this ruling to make sure, say, the NPP gets their way, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say, Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the former MP, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Attorney General Bekache say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, basis so they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Kwei's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, omnium law, they have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying omnium nyansa Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that apply? Article apply? When does it apply? You see, there's something this MPP they are doing, and they think Jimmy. You have in your market mine steady, one steady. You may be at the better bonton. Mumu be numedru. It's benumedru or dem mumu. Some people, if you don't slow down, after your market, no someone quasi for no. Some more careless. And yan nipe bi ni sometimes dey ni to mu ni ma nyoma de begu abontene no mumu bi mu benu meduru wo dem. This clearly is embarrassing. This ruling from the Supreme Court, it is totally embarrassing. And you know what hurts here? The Supreme Court is basically telling us, say, Parliament omo Jimmy, their own standing orders omo to me you see. Into Ochina yenya another Speaker of Parliament. Onfa article bang and then cancer Parliament says somebody has forfeited their seat. Their article no so because you are telling us that the standing orders are unconstitutional. Article bang. You see, sometimes when you nipa na mugu Supreme Court or munya nyamio. Asemna eto judges in 1982. I'm telling you, what happened to the judges who were shot and burnt alive? It can happen to any of you guys. You people should not see yourself say you're above the law. You see, human anger, when you push it to its limit, it can do things that at the end of the day, we are not regret it. Let not your actions push human to that level. I am running at the Ghana. So we all need to adhere and make sure Sambrano are protecting Obia. You cannot be selective with the law. It is bad. But see, 1982 judges now you kuomono. It is because of actions we take here and the man nipebidi show and let me tell you, the same human beings who left in 1982 are the same people who live here now, today. They have not gone anywhere. They are still living with us. So they have not changed. Those people we see said they were Christians in 1982. No, they are the same Christians we are living with. Those we saw said they are Muslims in 1982. No, they are the same Muslims we are living with today. So nothing has changed. It is your actions. It will bring the monster out of them again. And history always repeats itself when some people think they can suppress it. And that is what we are seeing in our judges, in our courts. We are not supposed to see the court being extraordinarily biased like this. This is wrong. It is not good. I am a Ghanaian. I should respect the Supreme Court, and I respect the Supreme Court. But people cannot turn the law upside down and use the law against the people. How can the Supreme Court go to Parliament and say that their own standing orders is unconstitutional? The question here is, so that article, when can it be applied? When? What time? And during what situation? Because there needs to be a situation for that to be applied. Into Ochina, when the speaker announces to Parliament, they say MPCB through the articles, they have forfeited their seat now. Unused article being in Parliament to tell parliamentarians in Parliament. So are you trying to tell us say the Supreme Court today they have taken out a constitutional article, binding a protected Parliament away? No, you can't do that from the Supreme Court. Because when you do this, it means you are taking away the High Court powers. Now, is anybody going to go to High Court again? No. Why should anybody go to the High Court if there is an issue like this in Parliament? Have we forgotten? The Supreme Court, have you forgotten there's a High Court there? And that your ruling can affect the High Court? Right now, why should anybody having an issue at the Parliament of Ghana go to the High Court for interpretation? Because you have actually said that the constitution, the standing orders in parliament are not constitutional. So why should anybody go to high court to seek interpretation of standing orders in parliament? What is the Supreme Court doing? You are overreaching from day one. Afenyo Markin, like Chachuchi Kata said, came for an interpretation of 97G. That's it. You interpret that and you tell them to go back to parliament. Let them go and fix their own problems. You don't overreach. You don't try and let parliament feel like they are stupid. No. And this ruling is clearly what you, the Supreme Court, you are trying to do. You are trying to tell parliament they don't have even the intelligence to understand their own standing orders. That's why I'm asking Madam Tokonu and the Supreme Court, at what circumstance, when can that article be applied? When? What should happen for that article to be applied in parliament? That is a question that we all need to answer. You see, time same way ending or court ended. The Chief Justice and the 4 judges we can't hear 5 can say 5 against 2 no. The NPP went out there and they started insulting Alban Bagbin. Suddenly, they started putting flyers out. Alban Bagbin or a Kronfo or Yewi, and it came from the Baumia campaign. Oh, Alban Bagbin by a speaker, we did $1.4 million. Well, yes, they try to denigrate the man. This is the NPP. Almost free quarter, almost started releasing those flyers in the system. And I know Alban Bagbin has seen all of them. I can tell Alban Bagbin who was behind those flyers. Who actually gave the green light when it should be released. It came from the Baumia campaign. That they should go out there and destroy the man's image. Adia onimno. Yemfan shano. So I call you 1.4 million. Alban, for 8 years, he was Alban Bagbin Riesco. After end ruling in the who say NPP for Alban Bagbin Riesca. This is the NPP. And this is what they do. So after the insult, after denigration, no, after telling the whole world to say, Afenyo Markin, say, Speaker of Parliament thinks he's a madman, he's madder than him. He thinks he's an emperor, he's a stupid man, he should come to Parliament, you know. I reaffirm my utmost respect for your office and service to our nation. He is now saying to Ghana, say, honor the or respect Alban Bagbin pa. Na emomuno Alban Bagbin be Parliament ni enye juma oya boa. Ebi Alban Bagbin ebeye. Ebi Alban Bagbin be sa court no, be sa Parliament na ma Afenyo Markin. Kwasia wensema okafa Alban Bagbin hu krum ha. The insult. Afenyo Markin ne papa. Onto fan want to Alban Bagbin 1 minute. Afenyo Markin. Kwasia we because of politics. This filthy, dirty guy because of politics. He stood on national television telling Alban Bagbin say he thinks he's an emperor. He's a foolish man. He thinks he has too much power. He's corrupt. This foolish fool. Owie na osono maame a man the open or say Alban Bagbin, I respect you. Ain't Alban Bagbin should get up in the morning and say, thank God, Afenyo Markin respect me. NPP for the falsehood they've spread about me, you know, I don't care. Let us. Oh no, it does not work like that. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. It does not work like that. That is not how the world works. It is suddenly all the things you said about the man, the insult, it should go away, it should disappear. So you are extending a hand to the NDC, they should come. You are telling Ghanaians that you are a leader, you want parliament to be open. Now parliament papadia. Kwasia biba parliament papadia. I don't know Supreme Court maybe a parliament now. Kwasia ba I don't know unfair or sonoma Mr. Ombra no for kissing baby no on chair parliament now. This is the foolishness. Mama me pele. Afenyo Markin. Mama me pele. Mama me pele. And I'm about to TV so can kwasi asem. Adan Alban Bagbin there. Onyo obi anka bi ma no. You denigrate an honorable man in the whole MPP. You cannot get a credible man in the MPP. Or the Alban Bagbin kwa. No MPP person can meet his credibility. Nobody in the MPP. Why? The success he has chalked in his political career, there's nobody in the MPP who can compare himself to Afenyo. compare himself to Alban Bagbin. Kofor. He comes close. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin's credibility in politics. Kofor. Me say, mo papa Kofor. About credibility and the experience and the success a person has chalked in our politics. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin. But I'm quite to say to me didn't tell me because or your tenny because my dream no or your NDC ni in nine mo pele. Me say mo hwe MPP ni mu nyina from Atakura Kwasi campaign ni be see the last messenger. Why na what MPP mu a obetuni no to Alban Bagbin when it comes to the success credibility in politics ewo mu nya nipa baako wana hakama na wusu agiman Michael Kwe wanya mo papa ko fo ankasa ohun Alban Bagbin obu ni mu ase. Why are you people like that? Adena mo jimi sa adena mo tigana mo jinso bia ye jimi mo jinso bia jimi. Everything should come your way. Is it today you know say you have respect for the man? Kwasi Akwara to say who pay credibility. You have in your market, you are not even supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. Ye Jimmy Ntra. The General Legal Council is full of party fanatics and party butt lickers. And Kawa in your market, you are not supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. You have in your market, you are a rapist defender. Kwasi to say you how did you even get here? But ye Jimmy Ghana. Jimmy we nam na opo o Jimmy na Ketia mon Kwasia no sidi nechi. That is why we are here today. Ketia mon na Kwasia. Hwe ni Jimmy Ketia mon oni certificate in post or the lawyer wo Ghana. Nipa fin we mu ne nam Ghana. Ena omodi bibia to ye trim so mu ni nyansa. Nyansa ben pa na Ketia mon onimu asase we so. Okasa se ponko die pa Kwasia we akoton ship Ketiamon Japan and body trimutu Kwasia we akoton Ghana ship edi esa nam Ghana e posa ponko then we entertain such political insects, filthy stinking things. Then yet Ghana say pese chichire Ghana America e binjira. There are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. As much as the Muhuno TV Suninano, there are people we respect. Let's wait for what Alban Bagbin will do. Sorry, Banyansafua, the American Robert, I say there are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. Let us wait and see what Alban Bagbin will do. It will determine the end. I don't know much. But the things I know, so we need account to me that or Ghana. I don't know much. But the things kakrana minimuno, so we need oh sorry no pa and come with power ID home, no to abate your MPP. You have no idea. But there are some people we respect, and there are some people we really respect. Let us see the reaction from Alban Bagbin. And Alban Bagbin's reaction will decide what will come next.
Thank you, Kevin. Hey, me see me tea Kevin you do going go yaka sebi. Hey, Kevin, no. I am what to boss ya. Tell me the ya. And sometimes you move, but I am what to boss. In inside I'm moshe. You say if you move feel Kevin, yes, I am to boss. I tell me the anya butre. In it, I say same for ya tem can and go muscle. But sometimes if you can't would ya tema manako frasebi, ni ma mi beauty baby, ni pepper beauty baby, ayana ya. Ni pada when yana no daily. Now give it to the person, strong one. Uto mani ura ni with him. But what the other parties become one bit is any parents, the family member be I don't know, it is not good. And can't one day you fine. Anyway, after your markings, one of the to say the current people are the MPP co position no. Yes, is the MPP co position as minority, either they like it or not. First one, Afenyo Markins and a war or say Chimense Bonsetiko. Or in the good dean conconsa, the Chinanado Danko Fato. Say winning. Adanqua, your president, Papa Winim. Winim Zenko for now of 89 MPs no more or in 2023, right? Say Omo Yeden, Omo demonstrate at your finance minister, Akufadu Yino. Afenyo Markins, Ekufadu Nim Kokachi, Akufadu say, say Chimense Bonsunation Mochi. Although, Unyanyi Nanim, in Sene Andy Apia Kubi, Asante Achim North, right? Or Asante Achim South. Is that Asante Achim Emrashi Bibeni and the Apia could be to be correct either North or South or Asante Achim. In no, and away in any more DNA. But Afenyo Markins, Eddie Sebin Kokonsa, Eddie MPP Council of Elders, Eddie MPP Executive, the National Executive, the NEC, say Chairman Sabunsu, and Obosa Abron. Which means a bonus to see uncontested view. Until or yet will be as a part in the co-position. And a good father in a chima face at Nasi. And a girl binum, Kinufuratanum, Bedia Tunum, a chim, a pijaform, and a more coming to conclusion. Say no. Says Hadia, I will see a ye, Sebi, a chairman Sabunsu, if in the position now. And a chairman Sabunsu. Well, some MPP man for more than 20 good years, I'm telling you. Chairman Sabunsu do hormone ye primaries, na Chairman Sabunsu. Our government tour now or the or meeting the name of the party no campaign kronyebi omoanim de omoya omowini. Yes, makachi MPP for munim de omoya omodi omo parliamentary candidate bi ba omwini. Yes, omoanim I'm mbekachi they know it. Enti Afenyo Markins edi sound throw away na. So thinking say omuyi ni firi hɔ a enema be easy amano. Ono nse wa Afenyo 46-year-old small boy child. Oye child. Mixing chas. Oye small boy. Who nim say they see handle parliamentary business, not to talk of being the majority or minority leader. And I will papa who want when see adwuma na wi akire no and as say MPC binim so no ehwe hu say no ade ekoso yi Afenyo na ayesa first MP abebo didi Asante Achim sorry as Asante Bekwai Bekwai, that is Joe SERÍOUS, first deputy speaker of parliament or MPP ni asem we buy when some for nanun tumu why not say onama or condemn Bagbin and I say or condemn what do call it Supreme Court no on can be because on him say adena ekoso no the incompetency of the Afenyo Markins incompetency of Afenyo Markins in a land yomo baby omo bedri it no unim de ekor ono nka bi omwana no because ye can competency Afenyo Markins endru baby oya kwada. You can never compare yourself to even inside your wife because they have learned a lot in the parliament house. Until when say Afenyo Markins says so ye na speaker not nani na ehwe no because speaker on your camera na masa uni membra no album babel any membra no he was called to the bar in 1983. I'm telling you, me na make a show. Afenyo Markins was a speaker he was called to the bar in 1983. Where was Afenyo Markins? No one, small boy. Now you Ukrainian in the primary school Ukrainian. This guy now telling MPP NDC for some a brilliant or a lawyer. And you can't be a lawyer who experience change Bagbin. Do you have experience than Bagbin? Afenyo, the arrogancy of that small boy Afenyo. and the NPP abedu baby modri. Inte Akufo-Addo will record the worst history. The worst president waba in history enye cry Akufo-Addo. First, and one video so kusi statue. Anche unkofo be move statue na gu form. Yes, unkofo be gu form from 2025 ko January, February, March, April. Pa na statue need a form. Unkofo be count to form because incompetency beyond body na bodua the brain no say bodua ba e ukroma. No, even region now could see so they are lacking a lot of infrastructures. They are lacking a lot of what policies. Yet still, we could see statue. Ama adding to honor me as the assembly is simple. Speaker saying can't musemo afenyo markings Chief Justice Mamino Tokono omupa omonko bi parliament no so no ebexi parliament or even MPs no kwaso omonko because they are all campaigning mtuntum ekọ na asifia open asifia akọ na sebi se once na se mtuntum mu ba akọ omo no open asifia akọ na mfuna magigirigibi apekọ no na odi ne kọ na odi di wonya sa chance no NDC for emu pe campaign ayedada na so mwede mo hala ayi parliament alogolegi yemma yebetena sia spirituality yebe minority den why you nka you care less about spirituality. I'm telling you, because of say wunye adwuma no the spirit background will deal against you until you are afraid to be at the minority side of the parliament. Until afenyo munja afenyo no a small boy a betina niso or the party ko opposition we are say afenyo Akufo-Addo bomia nepo ena sankofo we afenyo Akufo-Addo bomia nepo sankofo we. I'm telling you, omo di MPP eco position. They are the people omo ena mo di MPP eco position both spiritually, physically, emotionally, just everything. Omo di MPP eco because omo ni ya omo ye enye bomia si ne tura odi ntino ne nkofo nyina hu they vote against him. Nepo ne kasa fin ena sebi ne niema bi ene ne arrogant ntino ebetu otia no Akufo-Addo ono so bie na no asem obeka no active vote from MPP and the arrogant was obi so no enti ebetu otia ene afenyo markings so abeka ho a odi sebi incompetency awura parliament wa ene ne ho ye hi no ombetu otia be. Yes, na make a chill. Who say man no dey power pass power, man pass man. Kola could be a parliament. Go and open. Chief Justice, she is begging underground. I'm telling you, or who are beg, or say, Bagbin so sereno. I think I know ye, them a sebi, found the territory, but was sereno in order not to record herself as West Chief Justice in Chino, or slap Bagbin Umbra, no made maybe a parliament. Only no baby or munya on father non to bio. That is the information. Me obi frame me mam information no. But mean to me born hand because a secret and confidential the back not the voice are better and the technology is so it me secret there. How I work there, I don't want to bring it out. How I talk to people there, me person me the baby out. It's my secret in na natural. Nyankopon shira. Subscribe for latest updates. Me maame chiba for United States of America. Maame Nyankopon yo kese. Sanso maame we bi UK. And obi bia hwe me get TV no. I salute you. Makrao. Bye bye.